Can you hear it? It's the sounds of nature saying come. Experience the wildlife of the Purple Island. Were you born to be wild? Or maybe you just want to chill? Well, this is the place to do it.
Welcome to Islamorada.
In this 4-part series, we'll explore the Florida Keys by boat, kayak, jet ski, by foot, moped, by car, drone, helicopter, and by dolphin. Last week, part 1 of our Florida Keys series was Key Largo. Next week, in part 3, would be Marathon and the Lower Keys, as we'll explore aquarium encounters.
And from the old 7-mile bridge, we'll take you to Pigeon Key.
Say hi to Fred, see Bahia Honda State Park, show more RV campgrounds, and talk more about the history of the Keys and the Overseas Railroad.
And my buddy here, Mr. Flagler, would spend $50 million of his own money.
In part 4, we'll travel to the end of the Overseas Highway.
Take you to the Conch Republic, otherwise known as Key West.
Showing Duval Street, cats, more fun on the water with furry water sports, honest eco tours, endangered charters.
Blends of a Sauvignon Blanc and a Sauvignon Viognier.
And go another 70 miles beyond mile 0 to the Dry Tortugas. Today, we journey further down the Overseas Highway, exploring the 7 keys stretched out over 14 miles that make up Islamorada. We are now midway between Miami and Key West, about 80 miles from both, as we start to get into the lesser developed areas of the Florida Keys. We'll see a lobster named Betsy at the Rain Barrel Island Village. Show the beach at Founders Park. Swim with the dolphins at the Theater of the Seas. Take a sunset boat tour with Captain Mike and My Keys Tours. Learn where Darth Vader gets his sound from at the History of Diving Museum.
Turn that idea into a fire helmet.
Feed some hungry tarpons at Robbies Marina, where we'll also explore the mangroves by jet ski. Take a snorkel tour out to Alligator Lighthouse with Captain Christie and Key Z Charters. Show you one of the best beaches of the Keys, and it's free, and end with a sunset at the Channel 5 Bridge. In part 1, we showed motels and a great vacation rental in Key Largo, while Islamorada has some great resorts. Talk about what is better, the Gulf side or the Atlantic side, and take you inside the tropical resort of Casa Morada. And some of the best waterside eateries in the Keys are here. We'll show 5 of them. Make sure to subscribe to see all 4 videos in this series, and St. Augustine coming next month. Consider a channel membership to see raw footage, which some have commented, why aren't your videos free anymore? Well, the full features like this are always free, as they always have been. It's just we'll post raw footage for our channel members between the full features. And I do also appreciate your super chats, your comments, dropping a like, and the sharing of these videos. All helps with the expenses of filming.
I saved a chair for you, so come with us as we explore the Florida Keys.
As the sun rises over Whale Harbor in Islamorada, let's talk about what time of year to visit the Keys. Well, September to mid-October is shoulder season, and you get great deals, but you risk a hurricane, and it's still hot. We did this early to mid-October, which there was still cloudy weather as the rainy season starts to wind down. Also, you may find some seasonable restaurants still closed, but the last half of October, usually most of those restaurants begin to open back up, mainly because of Fantasy Fest in Key West. Not my thing, but it does draw people to the Keys for about 10 days. I think November to early December is ideal because the weather is cooler and still not prime season yet, so you get good rates on lodging and not very crowded. Mid-December to April is peak season when you see the most crowds. The weather is awesome, sunny and mild. Lodging can get pricey, although there are some periods in prime season, like the first 2 weeks of January, where you can find good deals. Then mid-May through August, the weather gets hot. However, you'll find good deals over the summer. Just something to think about. as you plan your Florida Keys getaway. A look at Tavernier in the distance. We pick up our journey at mile marker 87. For you RVers, most of the campgrounds are in the middle and lower keys. Islamorada is still considered in the upper keys, but there is sun outdoors here. They have several pet-friendly pull-through 30 and 50 amp sites that can accommodate large rigs up to 59 feet. They also have these colorful vacation rentals, lots of amenities, a pool deck overlooking the Atlantic, a marina boardwalk. There's a resort lawn with games and barbecue grills, complimentary paddleboards and kayaks. Moving down the Overseas Highway is the Islamorada Visitor Center in Founders Park. This park is one of the more popular beaches of Islamorada. It is $8 to enter. Active duty military and disabled veterans are free. It's a beautifully manicured beach with shallow water and a swimming area. There's a playground, tiki huts with picnic tables, barbecue grills. Dogs are allowed inside the park, but not on the beach. They also have the only Olympic-sized pool in the Keys for an additional $2 to $3. And there's tennis, pickleball, and basketball courts here. And next door to Founders Park is the Rain Barrel Village with a 30-foot-high lobster named Betsy. This is a funky, rustic island village full of shops, souvenirs, sculptures, paintings, pottery, gifts, household decor, and counter-served food. You can get some good Cuban coffee, pizza, or a lobster roll. Bailey saying hello to another Bailey, a poodle sheepdog. It's a good little hangout when traveling down the Overseas Highway. Another mile down the highway, we board the first of our 2 boat tours in Islamorada. First, it's My Keys Tours with Captain Mike. He offers a half-day sandbar or snorkeling excursion aboard a 26-foot boat. It's $600 for 4 hours or $900 for 6 hours. Has a sound system on board if you are in the mood to party. Good for birthday parties or bachelor and bachelorette outings. Or you can do a 2-hour sunset tour, which is what we did for $350. They will also include a charcuterie board for $75 or a dessert board for $40. Mike is a Coast Guard veteran, so knows what he is doing on the waters, and he can find the dolphins pretty good, as we saw on this night. We'll come back to some other things we saw on the My Keys boat tour when we talk about the resorts, but I want to keep this in order by the mile markers as we head down the Overseas Highway. We now cross over the same bridge we just went under on the boat. Snake Creek here is named so because of its S-curves as it leads out into the Atlantic. There's a great little restaurant here called the Island Grill. This is perfect if you happen to get a rainy day, which I did, but still want to eat outside, as they have a large open-air dining area. I'm having fried grouper. Was very good, and they are very dog-friendly. They have a little mural on the wall for pictures.
But that doesn't mean a couple of them still don't slip through the cracks.
Theater of the Sea is a lagoon and lush tropical garden, home to dolphins, sea lions, sea turtles, fish, sharks, stingrays, alligators, and birds. General admission is $50 for adults, $33 for children 3 to 10. They have animal encounters you can do for an additional price, like swimming with the dolphins, which is $230.
Randy, are you ready to hold one of these girls like a baby all by yourself?
Oh yeah, yep. Totally worth it as you get to touch the dolphins, ride a dolphin. And they might even give you a kiss. It's an experience of a lifetime. Theater of the Seas have so much more than what I'm showing. I didn't have time on this trip as we got a last-minute opportunity to do the Dry Tortugas, which was on the same day I was scheduled to film here. Wasn't time to do both, so I apologize for not getting more footage. We now cross the Whale Harbor Channel at mile marker 84 as we enter Upper Matecombe Key, Islamorada's largest island. This was another area we passed by on the My Keys Tours boat. There's Wahoos Bar and Grill here with mahi-mahi, lobster, crabs, a raw bar with elevated open-air seating overlooking the marina. I'm having coconut shrimp and taking out to this little peninsula around the marina. You'll often see lots of birds here, as there's several fishing charters here, and those pelicans sure love the fishing charters. Also here at mile marker 83 is a Publix grocery store. Again, we love Publix because of all the prepared food they tend to have. You can maybe save a little from the expensive restaurants and yet not have to spend a lot of time cooking. In my travels to the Keys, I have passed this colorful History of Diving museum many times, but this time I decided to film.
This museum itself is the largest public display of diving equipment in the world.
You can walk inside an old diving bell.
So the real one would be closed here. It would only be open at the bottom. Your feet would get wet.
See how diving equipment has evolved.
Starting in the early 1800s, so John and Charles Dean, two British brothers, they kind of discovered this concept by going into a burning barn with a knight's helmet. So they turned that idea into a fire helmet, and they later converted their fire helmet into the first commercially available diving helmet. First dive guide taking divers out to the reef anywhere in the world. We're doing it right here in the Florida Keys using helmets like this.
There's some creative homemade helmets.
Made out of that black one right there is made out of a water heater. So that was used to smuggle alcohol into the United States during Prohibition. It was used to create Darth Vader's iconic breathing sound effect, so that is the sound of air flowing through a scuba regulator. So this is different equipment used by divers to light up the darkness and to be able to communicate with the surface. So this is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It's dedicated to Jules Verne's novel. So this is a real silver treasure bar from the wreck of the Etosha.
You can take a selfie with a vintage helmet here.
It is $15 for adults, $13 for seniors, $7 for children, and we do have different discounts for active duty military, veterans.
Islamorada is known to have some of the best resorts in the Keys. Most of them are on the Atlantic side. And there's a few like Islamorada on the Gulf side, where I chose to stay at. An advantage to the Atlantic side is you have a beach right on the ocean, but an advantage to the Gulf side is you have great sunsets. The two most famous resorts are the Islander and Chica Lodge and Spa. These are both luxury resorts. The Islander has the Keys History and Discovery Center. It is on the north end of the property. It is open to the public, another place I should have filmed. Also, there's a pier and boat dock at the Islander. Next door is Chica Lodge and Spa, a 4-star resort hotel with a 9-hole golf course, tennis and pickleball courts, 3 pools, cascading waterfalls. Been visited by multiple presidents like Truman and George Bush Sr., many movie stars. Has the longest fishing pier in the Keys at 525 feet. Serves as a boat dock for guests. And speaking of Hollywood, the Netflix series Bloodline was filmed in Islamorada at the Moorings Village and Spa at this 2-story home near Chica Lodge. We viewed it from the My Keys Tours boat.
They show them playing on the beach, but then what they do, they go over to Pierre's in Marana Bay across the street. It was all one entity.
Now on the bay side is the Art Deco-styled Casa Marada, a smaller resort with 16 rooms with more reasonable rates compared to the Islander or Chica Lodge. Yet you still have some great amenities to enjoy. They have golf views from the Sea View Suites, as well as the lush Garden Suites, which is where I stayed. Spacious, comfortable, Floridian-styled rooms, and dog-friendly with a $75 per stay pet fee. These garden suites have a patio with loungers facing the tropical jungle with some delicious complimentary coffee. Was very good. Also included a continental breakfast located on the 2nd floor where the Sea View Suites are at. This resort is designed around providing peace and rejuvenation with its tropical surroundings, a little island with a freshwater pool, loungers, and hammocks. This property is ideal for a sunset wedding and enough rooms for your family and close friends. And there's the Boathouse Bar right on the water overlooking the Gulf. There's this elevated loft to chill where you can even get a better view of the Gulf. They have complimentary kayaks, paddleboards, and bicycles, which Bailey and I made full use of. This is the Blue Mist, over 100 years old. You can take a sunset cocktail cruise aboard her, as well as a sailboat cruise from the resort. Oh, and they have this little Thai food truck on property.
Thai food with a great sunset. Can't beat it.
And what many would say is the best restaurant in Islamorada is an easy walk, less than a quarter mile away, the Lorelei Restaurant and Cabana Bar. I'm having their BLT lobster sliders with sweet potato fries and some of their frozen key lime pie. Great setting, great food. There is clear kayaking with tours through the mangrove tunnels here that depart from the Lorelei. We continue southwest over the Overseas Highway. On the right, Sushi Sake with hibachi items and sushi rolls. A look at Upper Matecombe Key. On the right is the Islamorada Fish Company. Here you can dine on a boardwalk that surrounds a huge saltwater fish tank. There's a little island beach area, sometimes with live music. They now have restaurants in California and Virginia. They are owned by Bass Pro Shops. Here you also have a marina with boat tours, including on these two-person catamarans. It's $145 for adults or $135 for children 5 to 12 for a 2-hour tour. On the left is the green turtle, popular for conch chowder and scallops with fettuccine, among other seafood dishes. And in between the north and southbound lanes is the Midway Cafe, named so for being midway between Key West and Miami, a counter-served eatery for breakfast, lunch, baked goods, and coffee with a colorful patio. Also here at mile marker 80 is this rest area to pull off, ideal for large RV rigs. As we come to the south end of Upper Matecombe Key, on the ocean side, another popular Islamorada restaurant is Lazy Days. They have their own beach with Adirondack chairs. You can dine right on the beach or enjoy open-air seating on the ground floor or an inside dining room on the second floor. Known for the great hogfish, Maine lobster, calamari, grouper, loaded potato skins, and just a great setting overlooking the Atlantic. Moving further down the highway, at the end of Upper Matecombe Key, is Robbies Marina. Islamorada is considered to be the sport fishing capital of the world, and this is one of the more popular spots to experience that, with a large fishing charter fleet. They also have a cafe and houseboats for lodging. We now cross over into Indian Key Phil. This is a man-made island created in the early 1900s for the Overseas Railroad to fill in the open water between Upper and Lower Matecombe Key. Running next to the Overseas Highway is the Overseas Heritage Trail that technically runs all the way to Key West, but in some areas, cyclists have to share the road with the highway. But here, it's a nice separated path. Jetting out from Indian Key is Tea Table Key. This is a private island and wedding venue. You can book vacation rentals here on Verbo.
Headed on a road trip, let's go, watching every town we dip on the past. I'm in charge of the tours, just skip the ones that make the time just fly on by.
Now, just north of Robbies, as we enter Lower Matecombe Key, it is here where the water around the Overseas Highway really starts to get colorful, thus making it another great spot for water sport fun. And we are going to do that here at Robbies Marina. This is a definite must stop. There's money all over the place here. Robbies is a rustic, true, old Florida hangout for shopping, dining, boat tours, snorkeling, and feeding the fish.
Feed the fish!
It is $2.50 per person to access the boat dock and $5 for about 7 fish. There's aggressive, hungry tarpons under the dock. The pelicans here are pretty tame, as they will let you walk right up to them, although guard your fish because they will steal them. Great entertainment for just $7.50. Bailey having a meet and greet with Ellie Mae, a Havanese. You can rent kayaks and paddleboards at Robbies Marina. There's mangrove tunnels just around the corner from Robbies with lots of wildlife, so you don't have to paddle very far. And there's also Indian Key State Park, about a 20-minute paddle that has an 1830s wrecking village. I'm going to tour these on a jet ski with Florida Keys Boat Rentals of Islamorada. I and my tour guide Daniel travel back north, not far from the overseas highway. Wave runners are one of the things I like to do as part of a tour rather than a self-guided rental, especially around here, so you avoid the sandbars and other things that can be a problem. Plus, they know the best places to see. We pass by Matecombe Key. This is a tropical island with a hardwood hammock, only accessible by boat. Has a historic home. You can kayak here or take a boat tour with Key Z charters. We are heading back north through the areas we just drove south through, but seeing some of the nature you just can't see from the highway. In fact, we are passing through a mangrove tunnel here that is not far from Islamorada. Now we cross the overseas highway out into the Atlantic Ocean. It is $139 for a 1-hour jet ski tour, or 2-hour snorkeling tour is $199. They also have a 2-seater at no additional charge. It is just so exhilarating. And now back into the Gulf as we head back to Robbies. Now it's time for some food. There's a food truck for desserts and coffee. And the restaurant here is appropriately named the Hungry Tarpon. I'm having seafood jambalaya. And it's got mussels, shrimp, mahi-mahi, tomatoes, red peppers, onions, chorizo, Cajun butter, tomato sauce over yellow rice. Ran into John and Ashley from northern Georgia.
Loving it every year. Yeah. We love watching your videos, and that's one of the things that has told us where to go around here.
They went out on Anna Banana fishing charter out of Marathon.
Yes, and we caught some very large blackfin tuna. We caught a 24-inch blackfin tuna that was absolutely beautiful, and we also 30-inch mahi. There's Sundance Water Sports for public snorkel, scuba diving, or sunset tour. But we are hopping on a Key Z charters boat with Captain Christie. We showed them 4 years ago as we did Alligator Lighthouse, but just did drone shots back then. This time want to snorkel and bring you underneath the lighthouse. It is $400 for a 2-hour tour. The snorkeling gear is included.
So typically it's between 2 hours and 6 hours is a bit much, but we also do like 2, 3, 4, just 2 to 6 basically. We'll come to Alligator Reef Lighthouse. That's mostly where people like to come. Pretty much your choice, depending on conditions. And then also Chica Rocks, and we're pretty open to any snorkeling.
And then how many people fit on the boat?
Up to 6.
Okay. A little bonus this day as Captain Christie spots some dolphins. This lighthouse, built in 1873, was named after a Navy schooner that ran aground here in 1822.
So they were going to tear this down in 2018, 2019. At least there were talks about it, and people said no way. And there was a big fundraiser. It's called Save Alligator Reef Lighthouse on Facebook, and they allocated enough money to refurbish it.
This is one of the best places to snorkel, along with Chica Rocks. So many varieties of sea life. You'll see sea fans, angelfish, parrotfish, butterfly fish, sergeant majors. I saw them in the Marine Corps. Hoorah! You might also see sea turtles, rays, and nurse sharks. Key Z Charters is great. I think it's worth a little extra money to charter the boat. Then it's just you and your family and friends, and they're at your service to take you wherever you want to go. We are almost to the end of Islamorada. We travel south down lower Matecombe Key. This is a sea turtle nesting area. Nesting season is typically April 15th through October 31st. On parts of this key, if you are driving here at night, you'll find red lighting instead of the normal white lights. That is to prevent the baby turtles from becoming disoriented and crawling away from the ocean on the road, as they naturally move towards the brightest horizon, which is typically the sea. At the south end of lower Matecombe Key is the pet-friendly Anne's Beach. There's parking areas on both the north and south end of this beach. there's a 1/4 mile long boardwalk through the mangroves with sheltered picnic tables that connect the 2 parking lots. This is a good area to take a swim or snorkel. The water is very clear and it is totally free. South of Ann's Beach at mile marker 73 is the Channel Number 2 bridge. This is a great area for sunsets, one of the best places in the Keys for fishing. There's parking on both the north and south side. In the distance, the taller Channel Number 5 bridge. In between is Craig Key. This is where the 1935 Labor Day hurricane landed that destroyed the Overseas Railroad. We'll talk about next week. The Channel Number 5 bridge at mile marker 71, also good for fishing, with parking on the south end of the bridge. And this is the south end of Islamorada. Next week, we'll continue our journey down into the lower Keys. So let me know in the comments below your thoughts on Islamorada, maybe where you stayed, and the restaurants you like. By the way, I've listed all the places we featured in this video in the description below. In these Florida Keys videos, I've listed everything in order by the mile marker to help you plan your Florida Keys getaway. We are Tampa Aerial Media. We film travel videos across the USA. For stock footage, or if you would like us to film your travel-related business or vacation rental, contact us at info@tampaaerialmedia.com.
So you see, right here is really the southernmost point.
If traveling with a dog, I highly recommend these Kurgle Dog backpacks. They are durable, comfortable, and allows you to bring a dog almost everywhere, except jet skiing. From the Upper Keys, I wish blessings to you wherever you may be. See you next week in Marathon in the Lower Keys.